Just talk about getting
Why?
cough.
You didn't start with your scatting. You actually did your scatting in the countdown this time.
Ah, and I didn't cough this time to start it either. So that's the other good part.
Rule number one of podcasting, cough at the beginning. Rule number two, scat if you can't cough.
yep. And for some reason, I don't know why, but hearing the term podcasting just infuriates me
What would you
so
rather
much.
me say?
Well, you can say whatever you want.
Digital, digital
I
conversating.
I lie to people say it's a show. Actually, that's not a lie.
It is a
That's
show. It's a
more. It's
variety
more
show.
than it's more of the '90s type of thing. Yeah.
It's we have dancing, we have singing, we have
Yeah.
technical difficulties.
We have all of these things, and you only see the one that is more pertinent to you,
Yeah,
the technical difficulties.
that
Um.
one that one's all me.
So last time I talked about a movie that I bought. Ah,
Oh yeah.
sorry, that's my hands. A movie that I bought. Still haven't watched it. Don't got a Blu-ray player, but it's happily there. I have it in my clutches. This time, there's been a book I've been waiting to come out, an issue. So I feel like they might have skipped a month, but they probably didn't. It might just be me or where I'm picking them up from. This time, I will actually let you guess what it is.
A
It's a
book,
comic
like
book.
a
Yeah,
comic
it's a
book.
comic. Yeah.
It
You don't have to guess what issue it is because I obviously know you're not going to guess the issue. But
is it done by the big two?
yes.
Oh, is it the Martian Manhunter?
Oh,
No,
Absolute Martian Manhunter?
Absolute Martian Manhunter looks really good.
No. It,
Wait, did you answer
I
yes to
haven't
my
seen much of
question?
it.
Or did you answer no?
Yeah, it's not that, but I haven't seen much of the Martian Manhunter.
No,
Like I think I've just seen a picture of it. I don't know much about any of the other
art
stories.
style looks good. I like the
Okay.
design. Wait, so I'm so sorry. When I asked if it was big two, what was your answer?
Yeah,
It was
but
yeah.
yes. Yeah, it's yes.
Is it a DC book?
Yes.
God, well here I don't know why I asked that.
That's a
It's gonna limit my my
knowledge.
guesses.
Well,
Yeah. Um,
there's also it's a DC something book.
what?
Think of an
Okay,
old like '90s label that went away for a minute.
oh, like Vertigo?
There you go.
Okay. It's a Vertigo book. My knowledge level just gets lower and lower with every guess. I don't even know what that's as far as I can go.
That's good. I talk about these books a lot. It's fun. The
Which
sequel.
ones?
Sequel to something that came out years ago.
Oh, it's the Nice House on the Lake sequel, is that it?
Yep.
Nice House
Nice House by the Sea. It's
by
just
the Sea. Ooh, you got the cool variant cover too.
so like I like the Nice House by the I haven't read this yet either. I gotta find where my issue 5 is. I have no idea. Um but with like Nice House on the Lake, I bought there's 12 issues and I bought like all A and B covers. It was a problem. It was a problem. Um it's also one of the reasons is like collecting books we don't collect single issues anymore because it gets out of hand. And
Yeah.
this is the
And
only
you buy
thing
too many
that I
covers.
yeah. And this is the only thing
That's
that
the issue.
I like I do that with. I don't do it with anything else. It's just Nice House on the Lake, Nice House by the Sea. I will buy the run and then multiple covers. Crazy. But I like it's a good book. Ooh, excuse me.
I still need to read the original. I haven't read it. I've been reading a lot of like non-Marvel books lately. I've been reading Monstrous,
Okay.
which is what is Monstrous? Is that I don't even know who puts it out now that I think about it. But it's
Nice.
got boy, wow, I'm really selling the book. It's really good. And then I've been reading Die, which I think is Kieran Gillen. It's like another fantasy book. I've been reading, and then there's a Dark Horse or book that I'm reading as well too. Yeah, a lot of non-Marvel.
Monstrous is Image.
Image, yeah, and it's I know it's uh Tamaki does the interiors, so those are really good. It's yeah, that's a really cool book. I'm like catching up because it's there's a ton of issues. But
Oh.
yeah, I've been digging. I'm on my fantasy comic kick lately, which has been nice.
That is some fantasy here and there for me. I realize I like unique types of fantasy that I still am not completely sure on what it pertains to.
Like what?
Odd, right? Like I've been reading The Witch and the Beast, and
Which?
it was The Witch and the Beast. It was an anime. Now it's a book. It's very complicated, but I'll talk about it another time because there's a lot in it, and then I'll start talking a lot about it,
This talk about
and
it
it's
now. This
crazy.
is what the people want. They want us to they
The
want to
Witch and the
hear
Beast
about
manga.
the Witch and the Beast manga. Yeah. I can see in the
One
comments right now. That's what they're saying. This
one
is
of the
not live
things
streamed.
that one of the things that does I didn't hear any of that because it just went straight digital.
Oh,
Uh
great.
yeah, it digitized all that. But one of the things that is interesting in it has like witches, obviously,
Beasts.
um, lineage of witches, mages, and stuff like that. And
Oh.
then there's a part in it where they go to this different realm where there's vampires. I haven't got to that part yet. So it's intertwining like those elements together in a way that I don't typically see, is how I feel
Yeah,
for me.
okay.
So yeah, so I like it.
But you said it's an anime? Was it an anime before it was a manga, or was it a manga and an anime, but you
Manga.
watched the anime first? Okay. So
Uh,
you watched the anime and now you're reading it.
I heard about it. It's only 12 episodes, but they're done. They're not doing any more, which sucks. So now I'm reading the book. 'Cause the book's also only, I think there's only 10 books, which is good.
Okay.
I'm on book four. I'm a volume four. I like it. I really enjoy it. I'm having a really good time reading it. Damn.
What?
I was trying to find like a, a good way to segue
There's no such thing.
into, into the, Devil of Hell's Kitchen. I could have did it.
S-
See, I could
Here,
have
how
did it.
about this? Speaking of speaking of pertinent stories, how about that Daredevil? Hey, it works, okay?
It does. But yeah, how about that
Yeah.
Daredevil with episode again, coming close to the same issue, episode 7. Now there's only two left.
Yeah. And since we last spoke, I still hadn't seen episode 6. You kind of talked about it, but I hadn't seen it yet. And obviously I watched like literally that day. And then yeah, I watched as we're recording, I watched episode 7 on the release yesterday, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the last two episodes go. Especially because I feel like they're closing a lot more threads. Obviously, the big kind of like addition to this current most recent arc was the Muse villain, and
Yeah.
with that being kind of like kind of closed, that book being closed now, it's kind of like, all right, well, what's next? What are we ending on?
Yeah, it was I I didn't really care too much for it. For
Yeah,
this
okay.
issue. Didn't care too much for it. But like so coming off of 6 and how you mentioned like 5 and 6 had to be done together because it made sense that way
And
after
they
you
were
see
really
6.
good. I
Yeah,
liked
they
episode 6.
really good. It came together nicely. It was a good fight sequence at the end, and
Yeah,
then kind of just leading it off into like obviously just more involved. Cool, Daredevil's back now. Like you know for
yeah,
a fact that Daredevil's back after episode 6.
yeah,
But even with 7, it was one they kind of gave it away that Muse was
yeah.
gonna be that kid because you got that recap, and that kid came back up in the recap,
Yeah.
and
Oh, I see. I don't watch recaps. I don't. Yeah, but that I'm not surprised they gave it up in that. I do think
yeah,
they gave it up still, though. Even without watching the recaps, I'm like, oh, we're doing this now.
yeah,
And
super quick.
yeah, I was. That was a little. That was a little disappointing.
It was very disappointing the way it kind of like just came about. And again, it was what I mentioned before, where okay, cool. Now are you just using a therapist as just a reason for these people to be connected? Which
Yeah.
now is kind of feeling that way. Like, it's her only significance is for Matt, Kingpin, and Muse being together
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I didn't like that because that's not something that needed to be a thing. They didn't need to. It's a tired trope, and it really. So you're telling me like this whole entire time because she met him in what was the second or first episode,
Yeah, it was. I think it was the
and
second one. Yeah,
yeah, and then this whole time this cat is
briefly.
just doing these things.
I think if they would have shown her, the thing that was difficult for me is that he shows up in this episode as like an established, like patient of hers since we saw him introduced in whatever earlier episode that was.
Yeah,
And if they would have showed more of him and her interacting, the reveal would have been done even quicker. They would have gave it up way sooner. So I understand why they kind of had to like not show that. But as soon as he showed up, it was like, oh yeah, that guy's Muse. I forgot about him. Like it was like I said it audibly while watching. I'm like, oh, he's Muse.
yeah,
And
immediately.
like as soon as you walked in the office, into her office, I'm like, oh yeah, that's him. And I'm not trying to say that as like I'm some sort of like sleuth, because normally these kind of reveals actually go like above me. Like I kind of like experience them as they're happening. But that one
Yeah,
just was pretty elementary, my dear Watson. You know what I mean? Like it was just, it was. I could see it coming a mile away, and it does feel like okay, oops, why? And
yeah.
as far as that character, there is I can't even think of her name. You know, I love my female characters, but I just don't like her. I don't know what it is. I haven't liked her since the moment she was introduced. I She's just been a hard character for me to kind of like get behind.
I think it's like a big part of it is also the way that she's written.
Yeah.
Because the she doesn't feel like a real character. She doesn't feel like a real character that was written. For anything in the story, for anything in the series, other than being like a bridge. Okay,
Yeah.
like Matt, you're dealing with these things. I'm your I'm your girlfriend. You've been getting beat up. What is going on? How come you're not talking to me? You have some real issues that you probably need to deal with. No shit. Like we've been watching the whole series too. We
Yeah.
realized from the jump. It doesn't need like that extra exposition for it. Um if she would have just been like if they would not made her a love interest for me, if
Yeah.
she would have just been
Like if he would have been
Kingpin's
going to
therapist,
therapy, like I think it would have been more interesting if like maybe he was actually seeing her as a therapist instead of just seeing her. Because then
right?
it would have felt less it would have felt less kind of like almost like not fantastical, but like the circumstances of like her being this like almost this very specific kind of therapist that is both doing like marriage counseling for the Fisks and then also, you know, counseling the guy that's secretly Muse. I think
Yeah.
it would have, and then the fact that she's just also dating Matt is just, it just feels very like there's only one therapist in New York kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I think it would have been more interesting if like that was just his therapist and, you know, maybe by one form or another, she ends up kind of working with these other people. It just feels way too circumstantial to be all like it's hard for me to wrap my head around and it just feels unnecessary.
Exactly. It's one of those things where yeah, it is that's just too much going on that shouldn't be going on. That
Yeah.
typically will be going on. And yeah, so her name's Heather. Um
Heather.
yeah. So it is so yeah, so I get that the feeling with her, like she doesn't feel like a real I get that. It's just weird. And then um you get her get up and she like gets attacked, all of this. She ends up killing Muse.
Hmm.
Um and then you also have like one Muse died way too fast.
Yeah.
Way
That's
too
what I'm
fast.
saying. There was these two confrontations and that was kind of it. And that felt a little anticlimactic for sure.
It did. And a funny thing is Daredevil Matt doesn't have to in that episode when he got home and he was talking to Heather and
Mm.
like he was explaining that he was going through something, but he was already fine. And he's all like touching her face. It's like Matt doesn't need to do that. doesn't have to
Yeah.
do it. It's Matt.
Yeah.
He's just doing it for her.
Yeah.
And then because of the way that Muse paints, he's
Yeah.
touching all the
You felt
things,
it.
and it's like, oh, it's her face, and he just goes back to like when he was touching her face. I was like, cheesy,
Yeah.
cheesy, but okay, I guess that makes some sort of sense. But yeah, yeah, Muse dies way too. You could have. I need them to understand because it seems like they don't do this. You could have multiple villains for
Yeah.
somebody, and the people don't need to die.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's the Spider-Man problem. It's the Spider-Man movie problem, at least for the first ones. Like the Sam Raimi ones where the villain dies at the end of every movie and it's like, okay, well, and that was why it was so crazy for James Franco's Harry Osborn to show up in two of them and actually kind of have like a villain arc over a couple movies, right?
Yeah.
Or how in the Tom Holland, like in the MCU movies, Michael Keaton's Vulture gets put away in jail in the first one, and it kind of felt like they were building towards something. Turns out that that was just to set up Morbius.
Yeah. 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 That. But yeah, it's one of those things because it's like we get that Kingpin is Daredevil's main op. That's his main
Yeah,
op. We get it. Doesn't mean like anybody else needs to die or be that thing.
yeah,
I found that kind of funny, and then I also found when Heather killed Muse. She went through a traumatic event, and then and when she wakes up in the hospital, she was like, "Oh, it was real." And then immediately, I think Daredevil called my name. It's like, what?
yeah. They
Like,
just had a lot to do. They had way too
right?
much to do in that scene, I think.
They could have pushed that back. One, it didn't need to be a thing. Two, they could have pushed that back to a whole nother episode while she's recounting what happened
Yeah,
instead of immediately upon waking up, you're like, oh,
yeah,
he knew my name. And and it was also kind of funny that she's the one that shot Muse.
yeah.
She's the one that shot Muse, and then Kingpin going through whatever he's going through, Wilson came in and had his task force take credit that they
Right.
shot him. This may just be me. This may just be me. But if you know Daredevil, like Kingpin knows Daredevil,
Yeah,
you haven't seen him shoot nobody at this point in time. Haven't.
yeah,
Why is that going to be your first thing? Like, I get it for the plot of your task force being the important ones, but why your mind was like, oh, you guys take the credit for it. You guys go for it and not think further like, oh man, and then it must have been somebody else. Because obviously
yeah,
Daredevil didn't shoot him.
yeah. I think the fact of him, the fact of Fisk knowing Matt's secret identity, I think was a really cool like beginning. They had that really fantastic interaction earlier in the season, two of them actually, but I really like the one in the diner.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that that was really great, but I think that it's harder for me to understand why he wouldn't just like snitch him out. And it's been a minute since I've seen season three, so I can't remember. I'm sure if someone will have to correct me if that like Matt kind of threatens him if he tries to out him, he'll come after him again or something like that because it feels, and I think they had an out with him suffering like a gunshot wound to the head. Like they could have done a like amnesia plot. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's not that like Fisk doesn't have a history with Matt as a lawyer because that's kind of like been there since season one of the original show. So they could have still had their like tete-a-tete in the diner, but it be, man to man, criminal to lawyer, not Kingpin to Daredevil. And I think that would have made more sense for him because the whole time I'm thinking like, God, yeah, he's really stressed that Matt is back as Daredevil, but he's almost making it seem like, oh God, Daredevil's back, and it's like I don't know what to do about that. So I'm sure in the next two final episodes they're gonna Fisk is gonna come a calling to Matt at some point and be like, hey, I told you not to not to put the suit back on.
Yeah.
but and it's I see that they're doing this vigilante thing, like anti-vigilante thing, but like that could have been done without him knowing Matt's secret identity. Feels like he has
True.
the ultimate trump. He's the
Yeah,
ultimate
and
trump card.
it could have also been a thing where it's like him doing that contemplating when they first was like, we think he was the Daredevil. We're
Yeah,
not sure that he was there.
yeah.
Which again, I don't know why they thought Daredevil was there. Because obviously it didn't sound like the little girl said anything.
Well, I think that's what they
Uh,
said. I think they're all getting their information from Angela, from Angela's like rendition, because she spoke
so-
about Daredevil being there, and I think the cops. I think that's how they
right.
figured it out. She's the one that
Okay.
mentions him. Yeah,
That's good. Because otherwise it's like, okay, yeah, you know who it is. And you did say what you're going to say to him about like, hey, you put it on, like we're going to have beef. The first thing he should have did was shown up at Matt's place.
yeah,
It's like, I granted, I know you're married, but show up in that threat, show up in that force. Hey, is this you? Were you out there? Blah, blah, blah. Do you little, another tit for tat,
yeah,
with Matt trying to play it off like he's not, Wilson being Wilson is still ends up leaving, but still doesn't trust him. Cause Matt already had beef with cats from your task force. So
yeah,
you could have allowed that to play into, you just keep your eye on him or something like that and build that into like another bridge in the story over again, Heather. But it was, yeah, it was just, it seems like a lot of things are happening that don't need to happen or come in the way
yeah.
that it doesn't need to come. Yeah. And it's disappointing. Um, still good episode. I would say, okay.
It's still a really good. I like it's still hitting all the notes that it needs to hit. And I think, and we say this all the time, but like, the nitpicks that you and I kind of have for things is usually because it's like, we really like this thing and it's good, but like, damn, it could be so much better if they would have, made these little adjustments. And I don't know why this is kind of holding it back to me a little bit. And those are just examples of that.
Yeah, it is. But I guess one of the last things I would say about it that I found interesting, towards the end when Vanessa got propositioned by that dude and it's seemingly not confirmed, but it seemingly put like she betrayed him.
Yeah.
But making his new Wesley,
Yeah.
yeah,
I keep calling him like every time he shows up on screen. I go, God, you'll never be Wesley. I'm sorry,
really, because
because
Wesley,
Wesley was such a great character.
that was somebody who did not need to, like, when he died, I was sad that he died because he
Yeah,
played it so well. He was so good. But
yeah.
this is
It was kind of
becoming like,
that was a big shock. That was kind of a twist when Karen kills him. It's kind of
yeah,
like, oh, that was a big oh my God moment. You know what I mean?
yeah, it was wild. And now they're trying to turn, you could see it. You could see the way it
Yeah,
is look, his demeanor there. This
yeah.
is like their Wesley,
Hmm.
uh, which was interesting. But like I
And
said,
I
we'll
think it.
see.
No, go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna
Not,
say, I think it would have been cool if they would have like if Fisk would like kind of like reference him, mention kind of that like he's looking for somebody to kind of fill that role, and that like he kind of reminds him of that. But maybe they're like, no one's gonna get that because that was like 3 seasons ago in a show that is a different show than this. I don't know.
oh, yeah,
That's just
that
what
was
I wish for.
2015.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, we'll see the next episode what's going on with like if who betrayed who or who teamed up with who when it between him and Vanessa, between Wilson and Vanessa. Uh, we'll see
Yeah,
if
I have
they're
high
trying to,
hopes.
yeah, if they're trying to throw out Heather to make sure she knows who Daredevil is and then out him again.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is they're taking all these steps to go to Shadowland. Maybe that's all it is. It's just taking
Yeah.
steps to go to Shadowland. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they're continuing the show. I think I'm glad that they're just admitting to that, because I think they've learned their mistakes of trying to make these limited series. And in my conspiracy theory, once again, is that they do that to try to win because they wanted to win some Emmys, and that
Yeah.
didn't pan out. Um, I think they're realizing now that they don't have to do that. So
Yeah, let's see. Hopefully they end with the next steps in the Shadowland and somehow Wong showing up to pick up the amulet.
Wong's gonna be in this season. Just wait.
God. Outside of that, outside of all that Daredevil shit, one of the things that has been happening, God, there's been so much hate towards this person recently. I don't know if you've seen it, but
Oh boy.
Gal Gadot, receiving all of that hate. I've I've never really liked. I can't say like I've really liked anything Gal Gadot's been in. And
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't know we were gonna go. I was
yeah,
waiting to
yeah.
give you the runway. I was waiting to give you the runway. No,
Yeah,
I.
it was made very clear to me when I liked Death on the Nine. I thought it was like it's not as good as Murder on the Orient Express,
Mhm.
but I was like, oh yeah, it's still good. They had things I didn't like and it wasn't as good, but it was something that like I could put on here and there and
Oh
maybe
yeah,
watch some like kill some time with. When people started playing like clips of her in that movie, dog, I completely forgot she had all of these lines. And I was like, did I just block her out completely, like on from that movie? Is that how much I really just don't care for her acting?
yeah. Maybe that is.
Seriously.
I mean, I think I've never seen the movie, but I imagine she had a small part. She was just featured pretty heavily in the marketing, like in the commercials, because that's what I saw. I remember seeing that ad where she has that famously bad line.
She's one of the main cast members, bro.
Oh, is she really? Oh, okay. Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
She is. She's she's very wooden. I have my other qualms about her in particular. But yeah, she's not my favorite.
Not at all. It's really like somebody was playing her hits of like bad acting, like the
Oh,
lines
I've
given.
seen that sizzle reel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my gosh, it really is. Because 84. I didn't watch Wonder Woman. I tried watching it, I couldn't finish it.
Oh, I saw the
Not
first
because it
one.
was, yeah, it wasn't because it wasn't good or anything like that. Confession. I just didn't have like the interest to hold that time for it. But
Hmm.
what I did watch, I was like, okay, this is decent. But when I did watch 84,
You did?
I did. I watched 84 in theaters.
Oh,
Did I watch it in theaters or did I watch it at home? I can't remember. But I know I
you
watched the
don't
whole thing in
remember
one
where you
sitting.
were when you watched Wonder Woman 1984? You don't
Uh,
remember the feeling, the chills that you got, the goosebumps?
a part of
That
my soul that died and, and stayed
I've
there.
never seen it. I just
Uh,
know that it's not well loved. I've never seen it.
it,
I did see the first one. I enjoyed it. Um, but
no,
I
not
had
the
no
second one.
intention of seeing the second one.
Not the second one. Not at all. It was bad. Like I get in these moods and I will hate watch something because
I know you do.
it feels the rage in me and just I'm out there even when I'm by myself. What's the Can't believe it. Yeah, just yelling, commentating for me. Yeah, 84. It was so bad. You know how we talked about in the first episode of Daredevil, he was swinging from building to building,
Yeah,
like not
didn't look great.
Spider-Man. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did that with her and her lasso in the movie.
Oh,
She was in a
really?
she was in a fight scene in the mall, and she's like swinging from side to side. It's like, come on now, really? What is going on
Yeah.
here? Yeah, and
Can't
after
she
the
like
beginning of the
jump
movie,
like 80 feet in the air? Like she doesn't need to do all that, right? Like
yeah, yeah, she does
she
it.
can damn near fly.
Yeah, and God, it was just so bad. And then I had like lines from that because again, the man, everybody's daddy, Pedro Pascal, was in there
That's right.
as as Maxwell Lord, which I felt so bad. I was like, he didn't need to do this. And even his plot in the movie was for naught. It was no reason. Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
all I'm just trying to say is
Hey,
I think she deserves hate because
so so do
she has
I.
to she has to work on it. Like, hey, listen, all these people are hate on you, but they're showing clips, and it's kind of hard to be like, nah, come on, that was just that one movie. Nope, that other one was just that other movie, and
It's
this
a
was a
bunch of
different
movies.
movie. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like nah, it's all your movies. Maybe you should work on your acting.
Yeah, you know what it is that like when she did the first Wonder Woman and then was in B BVS, right? Which I still haven't
Yeah,
finished. I don't think I got to the part where she shows up. But I remember people loving the casting for her, and I think it was just because she was pretty. And I think everyone wanted that, like, they just wanted someone pretty to be Wonder Woman. I never liked her as casting because I think she's too small.
Yes.
I never liked her original casting because I think she's just too petite. I think like if you're gonna cast one, if you're gonna cast an Amazonian, they should be built like one. And like I just that's and they always do that with feminine characters. Like it's a female character that's
Hmm.
supposed to be really really strong, and then they're like, okay, she's gonna be strong in a feminine way, and well, like in like she's gonna just be physically fit, and it's like no, she's supposed to be like huge. It was we've talked about this with Gamora, and I like the casting. Right, I think she's Zoe Saldana's done great. I know she's getting a lot of flack right now because of Amelia Perez, but like
Also,
she,
just
you know,
not go on. I was gonna
yeah,
touch it.
well,
Go on.
she sometimes has bad takes, and that's fine. But I think she's a good actor, and I think that she does good in the role of Gamora based off of what they wanted for her. But yeah, same thing with that character. She, that's why I think she was also too small. It's just like they're like you just got to be in shape, and that's it. But then they're like, all right, you're the lead, you're the male lead of this movie. You have to be on roids, you have to be dehydrating yourself 24/7, and you have to be
Yeah.
oiled up. And then I know it sounds like a weird double standard that's like actually should be good, but I just think it's so funny that it's like we need these guys to be jacked, but then these female leads, just be the cute little girl that you are. And it's like, no, get someone, have them go through some training to like I don't know, whatever. That's just my take.
Your gig is acting. You're going to become this other person. You're going to become this
Yeah.
other thing. Go through the steps, go through. But yeah, definitely, because I agree with you. I didn't like the casting. I needed somebody who was taller, and I needed somebody
Yeah.
who was yoked out at to an
Yeah.
extent. To an extent, and it's kind of like, yeah, there's none of that there, and it is very disappointing to like run into that. And it's for whoever they cast next, whoever James's next person is. I hope they do look at somebody being tall. I hope they do look at somebody who is not just a white woman for
That
that
part
role.
too. Well, and what's so funny about Gal Gadot is that, like, I think this is what they do. And when they want someone who is like ethnically ambiguous, that could be some sort of like Mediterranean or Middle Eastern or like any sort of like not seen as like Western. They find someone who's Israeli, and that's kind of like that's the trick, right? That's what they do. That
Yeah.
was the Mummy, right? They did that in the Mummy, right? Like half of those Egyptian people are like none of the people that are supposed to be Egyptian are even remotely Egyptian,
The
and
main dude was Hebrew.
the Mummy, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I love him. I mean, that casting of that movie is perfect, but it
it is,
doesn't
it is,
hold
it
up.
is. But
That
when
movie
you
is
look at it
perfect,
years
no
later, like,
notes, but,
yeah,
but I just find it so funny that that's what they do. And so I just think her casting choice was of the time, and that time was the 2010s. And I think that you gotta be smarter about it. I don't know if they're going to. Who knows? You know what I mean? It's up in the
uh,
air.
can you repeat that for a second? It just all digitized.
Oh, so sorry. I was saying
After
that
after
like
the mummy take.
I was saying that Gal Gadot's casting as Wonder Woman just feels like that's of the time. That was exactly what they were doing in the 2010s, and that's just what it feels like.
Yeah.
And I hope that they do something better moving forward. We'll see though.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll hopefully see. They they're talking more now about Superman.
Yeah.
So there's it's looking good. I'm still excited for that. So we'll see where they go. It seems like they're taking their time with um the live casting while not mentioning anybody like for projects they're even starting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's none of
They
this.
just announced, was this a recent announcement or was that already on the books? But Jason Momoa as Lobo that was a recent announcement, right? But that was just kind of
That
like a
was
James Gunn announcement.
that was kind of like it was a James Gunn, but it was technically like one of the things that they've been talking about and been like going
Yeah.
back and forth with. So yeah, it's one of those. I guess that's the only one.
Yep.
where you don't have something out, but everybody else is like they got something going on for them. If they're being announced, it's like because their movie is starting. Like we already got it greenlit. We'll do this. It's starting soon. So that's a good look. But
Hmm.
the other, we'll see where it goes with that. Again, we got a couple months to Superman, so we might hear some more stuff coming out in a little bit of time. Um, we also this week, well, actually, it was yesterday. Uh, Val Kilmer passed away yesterday,
Yeah.
which was RIP
Yeah,
to
for
a
real.
really good one. And it's cool right now. People are putting a lot of like I see Tombstone edits. I
Oh
see
yeah.
some of the stuff from his other movies. I'm waiting to see. There's gonna my area of like the internet. There's gonna be people talking about MacGruber because he was in MacGruber as the villain. Have you ever watched
That's
that?
hilarious. No, that's
Oh,
hilarious though.
bro. It's so he's the villain, and you got like Ryan Phillippe in there too as the sidekick to MacGruber, Will Forte.
I was gonna
But
say that's Will Forte, right?
yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
so cool.
There's a moment in there where it's like, why does he hate you so much? And he was like, man, I don't know. And then he goes on to explain how he stole his girlfriend. He was pregnant. He got her to get an abortion and like just pretty much just ruined his student life. And his whole thing is like, yeah, I don't know why he's holding this grudge against me. It's crazy. It makes no sense. It's like, dude, you just ruined his life. He seems like
That's funny.
they're like best friends and he just ruined his life. Yeah. He's like, yeah, it's weird. Uh, but yeah, Val had some like really good he has some really good movies.
Oh
Tombstone
yeah.
obviously that's everybody's go-to because there's no Doc Holliday like his Doc Holliday.
Yeah.
And
My
what's
go-to is my go-to is I it's a strange one. Mine would be Prince of Egypt. He's
oh
Moses
yeah.
and
You know
God. He's Moses and God in that movie. Speaking of like bad casting, there are no Egyptian people in that movie either. Val
uh,
Kilmer, God, who that one's crazy.
let me pull up the Prince of Egypt because there, yeah.
Well, I can't remember who is Ramses, but it's someone British, I'm pretty sure. Steve Martin's in that movie, Jeff Goldblum, Sandra Bullock.
Okay, so you want Ramses?
Who's Ramses?
Ralph Fiennes,
That's right. Yes.
Voldemort.
Yeah. Okay. Great casting choice, by the way. He's phenomenal in that movie. Everyone does such a good job, but it's another one, just like the Mummy. See Egypt. They're just like, you know what?
Yep.
Whoever. We can't find any Egyptians.
Steve Martin, Hotep, and Martin
Yep.
Short.
Yep,
Hugh.
they were the
Uh,
magicians. That movie's great. I mean,
yeah.
as much as I'm making fun of it, but yeah, he's great in that. I mean, that was probably the thing that I would watch the most with him in it, and yeah, he does great.
I
Um,
think that's also the only one that kind of gets a pass
yeah, that one
from
gets a
some
pass.
from people being like, yeah, it's crazy, but also it was kind of good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, if they wanted to do it again, they could do it right, but it's that movie just bangs anyways. I don't know, it's a great movie. Great biblical movie. That's one of my favorites. I was thinking yesterday, I was like, is Val Kilmer my Batman? Like my first Batman? No, that would be George Clooney. He would be my first Batman. Batman and Robin was my first Batman movie. That was the first one I watched. That was the time.
Uh, that is that's crazy
The best
to an
Batman.
extent. Um,
George
he was
Clooney.
also. Did you watch George Clooney? That's Batman, Nipple Batman.
Best Batsuit.
Uh, did you watch Willow?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
He was
I've never
Willow.
seen it, but I did start the revival, and I know that Val Kilmer was not, or he was in it, right? But no, he
Yeah,
wasn't.
I don't know about the revival.
He
Revival.
wasn't in it, but he was talked about, and I think it was because he had health issues at the time, so he couldn't really be in it, or maybe he was. I don't remember, but yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah, the Willow. I remember watching that when I was younger. VHS. Uh, and also one of the movies I've seen, and I don't know much people have seen it, but it was Mindhunters.
Mine.
It's a yeah, it's a movie about these FBI, um, this group of FBI members who their job is to catch serial killers and like get in the mind of serial killers. And
Okay.
he's like the one who's teaching this class. He ends up dying like in the beginning, but it was still like a cool movie. And it has LL Cool J in it too.
Oh, so you know it's good.
Um, but again, it was one of the ones where it's like nobody's seen it, but I remember, oh, it was like Val's in there, Christian Slater,
Nice.
LL. But yeah, it's another good movie with him. The one that I'm trying to watch because I haven't watched it, and I know I'll get shamed from certain people who I don't care about the shame. I'm not ashamed of it.
What
Is
is it? I've never seen Heat either. So I thought
you
you were
ever
gonna
seen
say
it?
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Have you ever seen that with him and RDJ? That movie is fantastic. I think that's Shane Black.
I,
On and it's kind of like you've seen The Nice Guys, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah, it's the
very
best.
much it, it's it's very similar to that, where it's kind of like a buddy comedy with some crime mixed in it and some action,
Um,
and it's a really good movie, and their dynamic is so good.
I haven't watched it, but I also think it's one of those movies where somebody I hated. It's where somebody I hated at a certain time. It was like, you should watch this movie, and I immediately am
It's
like,
really good.
no. So it's been enough time where I could do that and watch it that I've forgotten about it. I have to check it out. So yeah, it's again like rest in peace to the real one, Val Kilmer. With you might want to turn your light on. It's starting to get dark.
It is starting to get dark. I'm worried about how like overexposed it's gonna be when I do this. It's fine.
No, it's
Hi
not so
everybody.
bad. Yeah, not anymore. But yeah, only 65. I did see Maverick in theaters, and I will say, like, that was the last thing I saw him in. Was
Oh,
pleasantly surprised when I saw him when he popped
he
up in
was
the
in
movie.
he was in Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, yeah, he was in Top
I
Gun
didn't see
Maverick, and
that.
it was insane. But I'm
You know
also,
how I feel about Miles Teller. I'm not gonna watch a movie with him in it.
and you know how I feel about Tom Cruise, so I'm gonna watch a
Hey,
movie with
yeah.
him in it. Yeah, so that's the big thing. But man, God, not too bad. While we still have, ah, oh
Why are
my
you why
God.
are you how are you hurting yourself just sitting there?
Uh,
What are you
well,
doing?
so like I messed up the nail on my finger.
Oh, don't show it. Don't. Oh my goodness. Peel that
I've
off.
I've been trying to, and it hurts like a
Here,
motherfucker.
just put it
But
up. I'll rip
I,
it off for you really quick.
yeah, but
Just
like
tear
I
it off.
had clippers, and I'm like, where are my nail clippers? I have no idea where they're at. So I'm suffering through this until I could find it because I was trying to, and it wasn't coming off.
Stop talking with your hands.
I can't help it. I'm an
Hey,
Eagle.
who are you telling? Did you say
Yes.
you're a Libra? Is that what you said?
No, 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 no. I said I'm an
What
Eagle,
did you?
bro.
Oh,
Uh,
two different taxonomies.
very,
Gets the
very
same
different.
gets the same job done though. Hey, really quick, what is that
Yeah.
behind you? What are those art pieces behind you? What are
Ooh,
those?
those bad boys.
Yeah,
Those,
what are those?
those are some pieces. There's this artist named Daniel Isles. Goes by Dirty Robot as well. He is from, I think he's still living in Japan. He's
Oh,
this black artist.
have you told me about him? I feel like I remember you saying that you were trying to get some pieces for some artist. Was that a different one or is that the same one?
That's the same one. There,
Oh, cool.
it's still, I got three of them, two right here, another one in a spot. I gotta eventually put them up somewhere. They're my prized art pieces. I will eventually show them to you. Actually, I'll just show you one right now. It's a mess.
Oh, okay,
It's a,
cool. The power
it's
of
a,
video.
it's a mess.
Let's see.
Actually, hold on.
Oh, yeah, see if you can hit it right.
Let me do it live. Where, where is it?
You just gotta hit it from the right angle. It looks like it's got elements of like, oh, and we're down. So
Crazy,
everybody.
right? I know, right?
I was like, there's like, is there gold elements in there? Like, so what's the medium?
All right, hold on. Let me just show you because my mic also messed up.
We're never gonna see this thing.
Yeah, yeah. You're never gonna see. I'm gonna have to
That
do
is
it at a
really
different
cool.
time. but there is elements of gold in there.
Okay. Is it a painting?
Yeah.
Is it a painting? Or is it like a like what it looks like it I imagine it's a print, but it almost looked like it was oil painted. Like you had like a original. Is it a actual
It's a
piece or do you have a print?
it's an actual piece because there is also details to it. You
Okay.
did notice like the gold embossing and like the other embossing
Yeah.
in it, and it's also like numbered. I can't remember if this one was 150 or just
Mm.
300, but I got 30. It's number 34. So he does these pieces. He was doing these pieces from time to time where it was like a release or a small amount and like that will be it. So
Okay.
if you didn't look and see, because there was like no real time schedule for it. It's like, hey, this art piece that people have been looking. Now I have like the actual thing, and I'm doing so many, and you could buy it, and then it's gonna be gone forever and legitimately not come back. So
Hell
it,
yeah.
it'd be like a rusted scramble, and it wasn't even like super expensive either. They were at the time. I think I paid 150
Well, that's
each.
not bad.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of art thieves that listen to this show, so watch out.
Go if you're an art thief, go look at Daniel Isles' stuff. Be inspired.
Shout
Be
out to all the
inspired
art
and
thieves.
do something for life. God, if you can't
They
be a
are doing
good,
something with their life. They're doing that profession is so long-standing and respected, okay? And do not disparage the art thieves, okay? Sly Cooper,
I
um,
want the good art thieves. I don't want the ones who are like faking the
Nicolas
painting. I want
Cage kind of
yes,
did that a little
yes.
bit
You
in
did, you did.
National Treasure.
But do it. Steal the painting. Don't steal like don't like I'm
Someone's
gonna reprint it. No, go steal the original artwork and then sell
some
it on
might
the black
say
market.
Indiana Jones is kind of an art thief if you think about it.
Indiana Jones is a bad teacher.
He's a terrible teacher, that's for sure.
I would not
He's a
want him
good
as
art
my.
thief, bad professor.
Actually, I think I might want him as my professor because, as terrible as he is, I feel like he would still give everybody A's because he realized I was supposed to be teaching y'all.
I was gone for months.
Yeah, but yeah, there's that. It's amazing. Also with the artist thing, everybody who does AI art as like your main thing, you think you're an artist because you got AI art. You're dog shit. Feel comfortable in saying that.
This is Are We Watching Not Cosign to all of my fellow AI artists out there.
Just use it as an accessory. Don't use it as your main thing and then get upset when people are like, don't be using my art. Well, why can't I? Like the recent one of the Studio Ghibli, where
Oh, that one's egregious. That one's incredibly egregious. And the fact that, yeah, there are so many layers to why that's wrong.
uh,
There's just so many layers to how that's a travesty.
the man's created art style. Telling you guys, I don't like this. I hate this with a passion. And people
Yeah.
are like, nah, cool. I'm still gonna do it. And it's like, that's cool. This is why people hate that. This is one of the reasons why you can't respect, like the biggest issue that I have with it is it doesn't exist without stealing from other people.
Yeah.
In the artwork form, it doesn't exist without stealing from people. And that's crazy. That's like mad crazy that that's a real thing that people are trying to justify. Wow. It's
Well,
wild. That's
it's I that one, yeah, I when I saw that in particular and realized that that was the trend that they were, going specifically out of that art style and the things that they were using it for because, there's a lot of high profile people using that art style now to show some pretty horrendous things or really innocuous where it's just like this is me and my friends and I'm like, why? You know what I mean? Why? Like whatever.
you get
But
it.
then yeah, with it being that specific art style and it being it's just so funny to me because it's like art style based off of like an entire creator's films that are all specifically against like, environmental causes, anti-imperialism and
Right?
yeah, and
It's
it for just
it
to be used in that way is just so bad.
it's interesting that we have something like AI and people are using it. trying to use it to steal instead of using it for things like how do we help people at their jobs and make their jobs less stressful for them? How come we don't
Right.
have an AI to help all these other situations, help doctors,
Yeah.
help people in like uh, in data analytics type of
Well,
fields
that's what
where
it
they
should
do
be.
tough research.
That's what it should be. It should be used for analysis because that's what it does. You know what I mean? But once you use it to like do the one thing that we as humans are good at, which is like create and like express, how do you do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
And I think,
terrible.
yeah, pay. I know all of you know an artist because they're we know plenty of them. That's just how it is. Pay them,
That's it.
commission them,
And
commission them to
here,
make a picture of you and your friends. They would love to do that, and they would do it for probably way too cheap. They would probably
very
make it affordable for you.
very true. And here's the thing. There's so many out there that, hey, I can't I can't afford that person. That's
Yeah,
okay that you can't afford that person. Go to somebody you can afford, or
yeah,
just wait till you can afford that person and be like, here, I could afford you.
yeah.
Yeah, well, it's obviously it irks us here too
Yeah.
low end.
I know we're not reinventing the wheel by dunking on AI, but it has to be said.
It really does. And I need more movies to not use
Oh,
it. To stay
grim.
away from it.
It's a grim time. Yeah.
Uh, it's very, why can't you use AI to help you render instead of being like, I'm just gonna wipe out a whole department and try to use AI to do this. Oh, I'm gonna use AI to make my posters and edit my trailers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which I mean is it's yeah, it's so hard to avoid now because there's speculation that they did it with the Fantastic Four posters, right? Like there is a lot of speculation on that, and you don't know. Unfortunately, sometimes with these big companies, you don't even know if they're using AI or if they're just not. They're overworking their actual artists. You know what I mean? Like you genuinely don't know if it's like, did this get edited properly because they didn't have anyone in the room to actually like proofread it before it went out, or did they just use AI and it looks like crap anyways? And you know what I mean? So you don't know.
yeah, yeah. I think that's yeah, the issue. Which we'll see where our doomed life goes anyways, and within that time frame.
Wait,
Um,
say that again. Did you say Doom?
none of that at all when digitized. I'm so sorry.
So did you say Doom?
Oh God. Yes, I did, unfortunately. Say say
You're
Doom is
doomed.
everybody is when it comes to that movie. Actually we'll see because I do have another theory about the Russo brothers. Actually not another theory, just a thought.
Oh,
I like
you
them.
think they're falling from grace, or do you think they're not? You think that you have faith in them?
I don't know. I like the Gray Men.
Oh
Audiences
yeah,
didn't like the Gray
I
Men.
still haven't seen it, but
I I liked some of the work I've seen in between. Audience didn't like it. But
yeah,
I'm not expecting Infinity War in game with all of these things. So
yeah,
yeah, but we'll see. We've coming to the end, almost out of time.
yeah.
Uh, so also,
Hey, no
which
technical difficulties on my side, by the way, so
that's
far
good.
that we
Yeah,
know of.
that we know. We'll see
So
on the
I'm
back end
living
of
my
it,
best
but
life.
the it really is becoming like a Fantastic Four thing. It's the Legend of Korra. Eventually, we will
We just
get to.
gotta,
I
you know
also
what? What are you gonna say?
what I wrote a
I was gonna
piece
say we
about
just
it.
gotta. Oh, did you?
I did. I wrote a piece on why there is. Hold on, wait. Let me see what I got. Because I
I
got
was
it
gonna say
here.
plug
Let me
it.
see what the
Let's
title is.
plug it
Oh,
for the
the
people
conveyor.
and from.
It's called the conveyor problem.
Ooh,
It's the conveyor problem, and it really is about because I don't think I think we no that was the one that got messed up when we talked about
we
the
never have
reorganization.
actually had a version of it on the show. It keeps getting cut.
Yeah,
Big
but even the
Kavir keeps taking us down.
yeah, because so we did a reorganization of the villain structure.
Yeah,
That we thought would be better. And then this was all this is it's just me talking about the issues with Kavira. Um, the issue that I saw. with her being a this is it's a clear indication sign of a fascist leader and like
Yeah.
what they do and how well she was written as a fascist
Hmm.
dictator.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much that, and it's like here is here is the signs of fascism of like this
Ooh.
of this
Where
fascist
can we find this
dictator.
piece, Ben? Where can we find this piece?
It's nowhere. I just got it written down.
Oh, you
I
just
just got
wrote
it.
it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
just wrote it.
well,
I haven't put
I
it
want to
together
look at
because
it and then we can talk about it. You know what? Just like
oh, you know
Fantastic
what?
Four.
I could actually share with you because it's on my MacBook.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and it's
You can share it with me no matter what. You could just like send me a copy of it. It's doesn't
that's
you could
true.
send that to
Yeah,
me
that's
a million different ways.
that is yeah because it was I was thinking of just doing like a straight on camera talking about it, and then
You got to type
I
it.
I realized that I couldn't be a streamer. I couldn't be a solo person talking to the camera. I'm not
Oh
good at
yeah.
it for a long period. I start to get distracted. I'm like, what am I doing? This is just me. You know what? I'm just gonna shut the fuck up. And then yeah, that's how it tends to. So I had it. I started recording it. I didn't like where I was going with it. And I was like, you know what? I'll just wait till me and Angela talk about it. And
Yeah, you should
once that I
give
think
me
to
a
share
copy.
with you.
Give me a copy. We'll go over it and then we'll link it and then wherever you post it, we can talk about it because I'm excited. That'll be lots of talk about. And it'll give me a chance to finally talk about Korra again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for real this time. Hell yeah.
To
Speaking,
get it out.
yeah, I'm tired of being silenced. Well, thank you.
I don't know if your is done,
No.
yeah, that's good. That's it. So, but yeah, I guess until next time, you know what we gotta do one of these days too? Because I know I have a version two introductions,
Okay.
but then I also realize we don't ever tell anybody our names. we we just we just go on. It's like, yep,
It's just like the listener or viewer is just eavesdropping on two people's conversation. That's the way I like it. You know, like we're on the subway or on the bus or at a bar and you're listening in. You don't need to know our names. But yeah, no, we should properly introduce ourselves next time. Do you want
okay,
to
next
did you
time.
want to do a sign
Nope,
off or no? No.
nope, not at all.
Keep waiting
Keeping
for
with
that name reveal.
you gotta keep with tradition. Gotta keep with tradition, you know? Can't
Yeah.
just break it, you know.
Well,
All
thanks
right then,
guys.
man.
And thank you.
Take it easy, everyone.
Yeah.